Real life trading nation. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to help you out in this video. My goal in this particular presentation is to help discuss why you should or should not be trading Ripple, and specifically which altcoins I like more than Ripple and why. Not only will I be covering that, I'll also be talking about which setups I like the best, what prices, and where I think a great spot to get in will be. This is gonna be a great video. Stay tuned to the very end. And also shout outs to my boy, Rob Wallace with Power 52. Such a fantastic organization. I'm gonna have Rob Wallace on the Real Life Trading Network and be interviewing him just so you guys can get a really cool glimpse of what this guy is doing and how he's impacting the world. Him and of course, Ray Lewis. Yes, that Ray Lewis. Anyway, Power 52, beautiful organization. More on that in the future. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into Ripple and the charts right now. You guys rock. Before I dive tons into Ripple, let's at least look over Litecoin. Litecoin's a very, very fun instrument to trade. One of my sayings is, if it has a chart, it has a heart, which means we can trade anything with proper risk mitigation and technical analysis. Although I will not dive massively into depth into the fundamentals of every specific coin, as I am more or less a chart specialist. If you do want more information on cryptocurrencies, you have to check out my boy Felix Hartman, one of the most aggressive and absolute intricately impressive crypto traders on planet Earth. Felix is an absolute machine and happens to be a really good friend of mine. We're in fact going to get matching Bitcoin tattoos together when Bitcoin hits 100,000. So Litecoin, this is one of my very first four-bagger trades of all time. Four-bagger meaning it increased 400%. I've had a lot of trades that have done that, but not on cryptos. And I was actually playing Litecoin all the way back here in 2017 on Coinbase, back at $10. So when it first got this really massive rally, right, Litecoin was only trading around 10 bucks and it went from 10 to 50 real quick. And ever since then, I've been really an avid fan of trading Litecoin. But what's interesting is you'll see, just looking back at this year's time frame. So we're gonna go back from April 2017 to December. You'll notice one intriguing thing about Litecoin and the analysis on this particular chart. Look how it has a nice ebb and flow. Right? It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. People buy the dip. People enjoy being in this one. And of course, we all remember the parabolic increase that it had, but even that parabolic increase had big dips that were eventually bought up. Now, if I go over to this chart, Ripple, and we're gonna go look at Coinbase Ripple as well. We're gonna look at a few different exchanges, but most specifically, we'll look at XRP USD. We will go over to Coinbase. But the biggest thing to note, again, on a daily chart, is that it's never, that's right, never really had any actual momentum. You had an initial run up here in May of 2019, and that was it. After the May 2019 run up on Ripple, every massive rip eventually got sold. It never had preceding higher lows and higher highs. Now, granted, if you trade this actively short, you can make some money if you get it really, really well timed. But just look at how challenging it is to time, even in hindsight. I mean, even in looking at the particular chart now, it's really challenging for me to find a great entry. In fact, this looks a little familiar. I have some pretty bad news. I need you, that's right, I need you to convince me on why you would buy Ripple, because it's an absolute dumpster fire. Yeah, that's the bad news. The reason that most people are buying Ripple is because it's so cheap. Unlike this hat, which costs way too much money, and I'm never actually gonna wear it again, Ripple is really, really, really inexpensive, and that's why people are buying it. They're buying it because it's cheap, so they can buy a lot of them, and they think, oh, wait a minute, if I buy a lot of them and it goes up, I can make a lot of money, right? Yeah, that's what people are thinking. But let's go look at the actual charts and find out if that's a good idea or not. So Ripple, now let's go look at XRP USD, and let's go pop over to Coinbase, which is, Kraken, which has had a lot more history on Ripple. And we're gonna go use the daily chart. Now we're gonna go all the way back to, again, 2017, where it had the parabolic rise into the end of the year. And this is the one that got people all excited about Ripple, right? XRP. You had a run up from 28 cents, yes, all the way up into $2.60. It was a really, really megalithic run. If you caught it, if you held on to all of it, and if you were able to sell high. Most people didn't because they thought Ripple was gonna go to $1 million. The problem is everyone knows about Ripple. This is the one that everyone talks about. I literally have gone into numerous dozens of restaurants, bars, hotels, and comedy clubs, and the one coin that everyone talks the most about, Ripple. And I think it's a perpetuating story that unfortunately is a absolute dumpster fire. In my opinion, I do not and never have traded Ripple. I've never bought Ripple. Yes, you can make money on anything, but this chart just doesn't look pretty. There's nothing sexy about it. Every run up eventually gets destroyed. And here's just another really good example. Now, Ethereum, right? ETHUSD, this is the one that I've made the most amount of money on. Between Ethereum and Bitcoin, Ethereum actually has had some sustainable run-ups, some periods of time where it did get bought up and then it did go higher and then it did dip and then it did get bought up and then it did go higher and then it did dip and it did get bought up. And it also survived the, what was commonly referred to as the crypto winter from 2018 all the way into 2019, where people began accumulating it. And this accumulation process could have been one coin every week or 10 coins every month or whatever you were buying. But that accumulation process has paid off very, very well. And the thing is, Ethereum started making higher lows. That is the really intriguing thing. When you're looking at charting, you want to be investing and to buy things that eventually make higher lows. There are many, many coins that never have. So if we go look at EOS USD, for example, and let's just go look at this one on Bitfinex. So EOS has really struggled in its history to make a strong series of higher lows over time. If we go back into 2018, right, and you'll notice we trade up to the resistance on EOS, and again, yes, tons of money being made through here. A lot of really, really beautiful gains. Once this resistance gets met, it needs to make a higher high. If it trades back down to the support and does not bounce off the support and ends up making a lower low, it's absolute garbage. And that is precisely what happens. We do make a new high, we retest, okay? So this is perfect, this is fantastic, this is exactly what you want, but there's no reason at all for this to be taken out. Once this particular price and particular move gets taken out, it's all downhill from there. It needs to hold, boom. It doesn't hold with volume. From there, never recapturing that price, never, ever recapturing that candle. And that's not a good thing. That's not what you want. When you start having positions and they start breaking down over and over and over and just never really giving you any strength, those are really, really good stocks, coins, currencies, any type of investment. Those are great ones to shy away from. Even when you have the random run up, like right here or right here, or right here or right here, what you're noticing is you're still perpetually making lower highs. Again, could you get lucky at some point down the road and it eventually breaks out? Yes, that can happen, but why not? Why not just trade something that is continually getting bought up? If you go to a logarithm chart of Bitcoin and we zoom out to let's just go look at a monthly chart. So this is Bitstamp, all the way back from 2012, you can clearly see that you have just a nice perpetual grind higher. This is a logarithm scale, but you can see that we're making higher lows and higher highs over time. And if you go to a weekly chart, it's even more evident. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two that I've made the most substantial gains on in my career. There are other cryptocurrencies that I have made money on, like Dash, but Dash was one that was very short-lived, and it too has a very, very hard time continually making higher highs and higher lows. So long story short, Ripple, just don't trade this one at all, like ever. There's better coins, there's better positions, there's better trends out there to buy. And if you are looking at buying it, wait for it to take out this magnificent selling volume that has come in. I don't know if it's going to recapture that, and I'm not saying it won't. I'm simply saying if it does, that would be my buy signal. The fact that it would take out all of this short selling momentum. Until Ripple does that, personally, there's no reason at all to be in this coin even a little bit. There's just better positions to be in. There's better trends like Litecoin. Litecoin's a gorgeous trend. This one that moves so well. It does have series of higher highs and higher lows where support gets held, where buyers come in, where it is really, really easy to see. And now on a weekly chart, you'll notice that we've taken out all of the bear volume. So all this bear volume that came back in March during the whole COVID crisis, right? We broke out above resistance. We took out that high. We've taken out all the bear volume back in November. We have substantially taken out most of this bear selling from all the way into here. So now you have on Litecoin, my analysis, really, really good resistance here at 139. Most likely, we're gonna tag that for a little bit, pull back down into about 93, and then again, we're gonna hold because those moving averages are curling up. This is an aggressive, actively traded coin. It's one with very, very good volume. It's one that's held its overall positions, and it's one that is not making massive lower lows from its original creation and listing on Coinbase. So my prognosis on this one is let it pull back, buy the dip, and then once it breaks out of 139, sky's the limit. Really, you can get back up to 200, 250, 300 pretty easily. Litecoin, you can absolutely make some really, really good gains on. Same with Ethereum. And of course, I mean, if you can't make money off of Bitcoin, like how could you? It's just going higher. Like how could you not be making money on that one? Or Ethereum as well. But Ripple, yeah, stay away. It's the exact same as a dirty, moldy pineapple. Nobody likes dirty, moldy pineapples. Put it in the compost bin and create some new, glorious, delicious pineapples for your breakfast. All right, folks, that is it for me. That's my analysis. I hope it was helpful and beneficial. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. You rock, and I will see you later.